the unwelcome guest. The Wilson family lived on a quiet suburban street, sheltered from the busy world outside. Their home was filled with joy with the recent arrival of a baby girl named Ava. For years, they had been feeding a feral cat, whom they affectionately named Whiskers, due to his eccentric whisker patterns. The cat, once fearful, gradually began trusting the family and would often come to sit on their porch, watching the world go by. One day, Jessica, the mother, decided it might be good for Ava to grow up with a pet. So, they invited Whiskers into their home. To their surprise, he settled in rather comfortably, or so they thought. Days turned into weeks, and the Wilsons began experiencing strange occurrences. The baby monitor in Ava's room, which usually remained silent at night, began to emit sporadic static bursts. Every time it happened, Jessica or her husband, Mark, would rush to Ava's room, but they would find her sleeping peacefully. One night, as the monitor emitted its now familiar static, they found Whiskers sprawled on Ava's face, his eyes piercingly staring into space. Frantic, they shooed him away, and after ensuring Ava was breathing, they decided to keep Whiskers out of Ava's room. However, the disturbances escalated. One chilling evening, as the baby monitor cried out again, they found Ava awake, her innocent eyes fixed on a dark corner of the room, where two red luminescent eyes glowed. Before Mark could switch on the lights, they disappeared. The situation deteriorated as muffled voices, speaking an indecipherable language, echoed through their home. Each time they tried to locate the source, it would vanish, leaving them more disturbed. One fateful evening, the local news flashed a breaking story. A mysterious ship had crashed a few miles from their home. Eyewitnesses reported several creatures sprinting away from the wreckage. The next day, stories circulated about neighbors behaving strangely, their appearances shifting, and unexplained disappearances. Piecing the information together, the Wilsons deduced that the ship was alien, and that the creatures were shapeshifters. Mark remembered old legends he'd heard about entities that took over hosts, mutating them, and moving from one to another, consuming all life. Their worst fears were confirmed when they caught Whisker staring at them, not as a cat, but as something else, its form shimmering, revealing glimpses of something grotesque underneath. The next few days were horrifying. Friends and neighbors were taken over. Jessica tried to protect Ava, but one evening Mark began to change. His voice distorted, and his features contorted, leaving a mutated version of the man she loved. In her desperation, Jessica fled with Ava, hiding wherever she could. As days turned into weeks, the world around Jessica crumbled. Cities were overrun, with humanity powerless against the shapeshifters. Reports surfaced of similar invasions across the globe. In the end, Jessica, clutching a crying Ava, hid in a dilapidated building. They were not alone. A figure, its features constantly shifting, loomed in front of them, its red eyes gleaming in the dark. As the entity moved closer, Jessica, defeated, held Ava tight, knowing there was no escape. The earth, once brimming with life, became a silent testament to the might and horror of its new rulers. The once thriving human race was now just another chapter in the history of a world taken over by creatures from beyond the stars.
Dreadful Voyages would like to thank you for visiting. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss our next spooky story. Until next time, stay dreadful.